Okay, how long have you been on anabolic steroids, and are you on TRT right now? This is a weird question for me because I've been doing seminars for over 20 years. I've been online for over 20 years, and I've been asked the question tons and tons and tons of times. And I've never answered it one way or another. You know, people can make their assumptions, and here's the thing. I'm not ever going to claim to be something that I'm not, but here's the stance that we take as a company at elitefts.com. It shouldn't matter what my personal decisions were on this issue, one way or another. And the reason I say that is because it's not my responsibility to decide if an athlete is going to use performance-enhancing drugs or not use performance-enhancing drugs. I'm not naive. I've been in the industry for 20 years. If I'm to come straight out and say performance-enhancing drugs are the best things in the world, that might influence somebody to take drugs. If I'm to come out and say performance-enhancing drugs are the worst things in the world, that might influence somebody to not use drugs. That's not my position. It's not ever been the position of the company to be in that role. That should be a personal decision that's made by that athlete and, you know, preferably a medical professional to be able to supervise that. To me, it's a very personal decision, you know, one that I had to make, one that other people have had to make, that shouldn't be influenced by somebody else. It should be the decision of the person that's actually considering it with some thought behind that. Because yes, there's benefits and yes, there's risks. There's no reason to lay that all out. That this isn't about that. This is about the person's personal decision and staying the fuck out of it and letting them decide for themselves and not influencing one way or another. I don't think that's the role of anybody in the fitness industry, to be completely honest with you. And that's not, oh, he doesn't want to say it because he's hiding behind it, or he's afraid to say it, or all this or any other bullshit. Ask me personally where it's not online, and I'll tell you everything you want to fucking know about my history. But if it's online and it's public, fuck no. That's not my role to help somebody make that decision one way or another. That's not fair. It's not fair to that person, and it's a disservice to the industry, in my opinion. It should be that person's personal decision. They got to live with it one way or another. And like I said, you know, a medical professional certainly wouldn't hurt to be able to have in there for advice. Now, as far as the second part of the question about hormone replacement therapy, I do believe anybody that's over 35, 40 years old, you know, should probably get their blood work checked and see where their testosterone is. You know, there's mounting evidence that, you know, a lot of bad shit can happen if your testosterone is very, very low. And it seems to keep getting lower and lower and lower and lower as the years go by. So from that standpoint, I think that it would be wise, you know, for anybody, the age is, I can say 35, 40, 50, the age is kind of, it is relevant, but it's not, because everybody's different as far as how that works. But, you know, I think it should be tested. And I think if it's too low, it should be a serious conversation that you do have with your doctor, you know, because and ask them what the risks are of that, and kind of go from there.